Hello everyone, my name is Ironman and welcome to my first ever guide on Eradication Reborn. During my times of playing, I noticed that a lot of newcomers ask questions and are clueless on where or how to get started, well, including me a couple weeks back. So I figured it was time for a starter guide. Please do keep in mind that this guide is specifically for Ironman, but normal accounts, or normies as I like to call them, can also benefit from the information given. Quick disclaimer before we start, I do not claim this to be the most efficient way of starting, and I'm always open to criticism, so feel free to suggest something if needed, so we can ensure better gameplay for the new players. Also, I will be covering how to get starter melee gear and explain you how to progress further. You can easily get your mage or range gear once you have your melee gear, but that won't be covered in this guide. With that being said, let's jump straight in. The first thing you want to do is go to shops and buy yourself some basic gear and potions with the money you received from your starter pack. We're now ready to go bossing. Go to your X tab, then teleports, boss locations, and then find maximum Gradum in the list. Maximum Gradum is a perfect way to start the server as it grants you 99 prayer really quick, some starter cash, and chaotics to replace our rubbish dragon weapons. Killing him is fairly easy, even with low stats. There are two attacks you should avoid if you cannot out DPS the damage, lava and storm attack as I like to call them. When he says unum to ignum, which literally translates to one shall burn, he spawns a volcano underneath you which will damage you a lot. To avoid this, simply move to the other side. If you're one square away from the volcano, the lava will still damage you, so keep that in mind. The storm attack might seem like it won't damage you since it spawned far away, but it will. You have to keep the direction of the storm in mind. He spawns them either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. Loot to cache, frostbones, and eradication seals. Don't forget to use the frostbones on the altar at home to quickly get 99 prayer so you can use soul split and turmoil to speed up kills. You need about 60 bones for 95 prayer. Kill maximum Gradum until you have enough for a main hand chaotic rapier and an offhand chaotic longsword, which is about 3000 eradication seals. You'll make some good cash and level up your melee stats in the meantime as well. The chaotics can be bought at the eradication shop. Now it's time to get our first 400 mil in a skill, which is summoning. It's fairly easy to get it to 400 mil. You kinda wanna do minotaurs until you have 86, and then do rune minotaurs all the way up to 400 mil. You get 7 million XP drops, so this shouldn't take you longer than 20 to 30 minutes. Buy the bars from a smithing shop, and use super energy potions if you run out of energy. Now that we have good weapons, it's time to get good gear. I switched over to my main for this one. The best and quick option is Vestas, and they are dropped by Revenants. It is a PvP area. Even though people barely PK on this server, don't tell anyone you're doing Revenants, just to be safe. To get the Revenant, simply go to your X tab, Dungeon and Cave teleports, then Revenant's Dungeon. Follow the route I take to the Revenant Orc. Ignore the Revenant Dark Beast if it aggroes you. If the Orc is out in the open, quickly kill the Orc and come back to this spot where the Orc spawns. You will be safe from the Dark Beast here. What I also like to do is go east and hit the low level Revenants for extra HP so I don't have to bank as often. Pick up any Zuriel status or Vesta, even if it's a duplicate. They sell for quite a bit to the shop. This is how our gear looks so far. The helm can be upgraded to a Banos helm, which you could get by spinning the wheel. The Squeal of Fortune can be done every 12 hours if you vote. It can give you quite useful things such as Drygore, Subjugation Set, Banos items, consumables for later skilling, etc, etc. When you vote, your tickets will be placed automatically in your pouch. Exchange 15 tickets for 400 evasion tokens at the vote shop and buy double spin tickets in the invasion shop for your daily spins. If you want to support the server, you can always donate. Having a donated perk has a lot of benefits, with the most important one being the bank command. which enables you to bank almost anywhere in the game. If you plan on skilling in the future, donator zones offer the maximum amount of XP you can get for certain skills. Donators have also access to unlimited flasks. Check out all the benefits by typing donator perks. There are two consistent ways of making cash on an Ironman as a starter. First one being runite limbs. You need 91 smithing to smith rune bars into runite limbs, which sell for quite a bit to the shop. Turn them into limbs at the skilling area and sell them at the shop for 500k each. The second method is doing regular Slayer. Go to Curdle Home and ask for a Slayer task. However, the biggest mistake people make here is that they don't skip tasks. It only costs you 500k. Skip tasks until you get Infernal Mages, Jellies or Crawling Hands. They have pretty low health and defense, which means that you can quickly finish tasks. The idea is to trade your points in for broad arrowheads and fletch them into broad arrows. Simply use broad arrowheads on headless arrows to create 150 broad arrows. You'll need to use feather on arrow shafts to create headless arrows. Quick note, if you're not an extreme donator, you have to craft the arrow shafts yourself by fletching regular logs. If you are an extreme donator, you can go to the extreme donor zone and buy your arrow shafts there from the shop. One task gives you 2k arrowheads, so this means that you can make 300 mil cash per task. So there you have it, that was my starter guide. I hope I could help the new players out there who were struggling at the start. If you still have questions, you could ask me or any of the server's supporters, as they will be glad to answer your questions right away. Thank you for watching.